What's going on? This is Craft Collects. Thank you for clicking on this video. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Patrick and I collect figures of all scales and sizes. If you're returning, appreciate you clicking back and taking a look at what we are collecting, either the items coming in, the ones that are going out, and the future pre-orders that could bankrupt me. Let's start because I am way behind. This is the month of May, and let's just go straight into the arrivals. If you have clicked on any of the other videos before, I had a recent one talking about the haulathon of 2024. To me, it was all right. Not too as excited. Maybe I just got caught up in the swing of things and saw that, it's more turtles or re-release of turtle characters. And I fell for picking up another whole set of turtles. I already have the turtles in time. Turtles in disguise. And I decided, what would be cool? Duplicates. So now I have a whole set of the ultimate packs that came out this recent year. And Michelangelo was one that came out for May in the mail because I stupidly missed the pre-order, couldn't find them in store. The only reason I got these ultimates is because I saw 3 of them in store and I just got kind of caught up in the energy. So I was able to order one from Target. I think it was like the second to last, if not the last week of haulathon. No, I think it was the last because they re-released Leo and Mikey online. So this one came from Target, super dope to have and add to the storage collection. And they just look super cool. The effect pieces and a little accessory guy, and I still don't know his name. Pretty nice set of figures just to display in box. So this one stays in the collection until I figure out what really to do with it. Where are my fellow Studio Series Transformers fans at? And those who actually like the Rise of the Beasts movie and then subsequent figures? This is one of those items that I had to hold off on because I really wanted a Scourge to fit in my collection. The current best version is the YOLO Park one, and if it was just scaled just so much smaller, I would have forgotten anything about a transforming Scourge. Thanks to the people at Boway who bootleg figures. I mean, they're just replicating what already exists. Thanks to them for giving us what would be a Studio Series leader figure at $50+ and then all the DNA design accessories added to it just in one package. And that's what this is. So this was a $23 figure on Show's store and beats out any close to retail release of a Scourge with all the pieces swap out regardless, whatever. It looks so much closer to the source material than the one that people got from Hasbro. So thank you, Hasbro, for giving the blueprint. Boway got to freshen it up and add some things for a cheaper price. And yeah, I got one in my possession. By the way, it feels way lighter. And if anybody has the actual Hasbro Scourge, let me know if it does feel that light. Maybe it's the plastics being a knockoff, whatever it is. Now, the Masterpiece scale is something that I'm like slightly dabbling in, but not fully invested because it either 1 costs a lot or 2 takes up a lot of space. And I mean, it's just almost close to what 6 scale collectors collect and have to find Magi cases and DTOS for. So just based on my small little collection, I don't always purchase authentic figures. So what I do is when I'm on Show Z and something pops up that spikes my attention and the character that I would like, I picked up MPRC. This is the 4th party version. Everything looks super close to what the authentic is, but I am being honest and saying, hey, this is the fake version because I don't invest fully in a display. I just like the character. And also the character is probably like $150 in comparison to $50, and I'm fully invested in that line. I do have a few on their way. So by the time you hear this, I do have some authentic, in quotations, characters. But yeah, I'm just slowly just adding. I think I'm really done. But yeah, MPRC. She looks really close to her source material too. Everybody's always complained about the backpack. I gotten over it. There's other versions out there, but this one cost me $50. Awesome to have once again. All right, so this Mezco cable has a story behind it. Keeping it short, I saw it on Mercari for a decent price, had some cash, put it towards it. Boom, I got it for what it says on screen. Seller shipped it, great guy, great communication, was supposed to reach here on specific day. Additional shorter story, USPS was supposed to deliver the package on said day. Look at the tracking, it says it's being sent back to the seller. Couldn't figure out why, never had a problem with packages being delivered to my location before. So I reach out to USPS, get in the chat. They say, yeah, it looks like it's being sent back. I let the seller know. He's just as confused because all the information was submitted. Come to find out, they passed the package on to a third party, most likely a last mile. They're supposed to send it to my location, but the tracking gets muddied up, and now all of a sudden, no one really knows where it is or when it's supposed to be delivered. So it finally did actually get delivered. I let the seller know. So yeah, it showed up. Now I have a Mezco cable. Not sure when we will get one in the X-Men 97 line, and that's kind of what I'm placeholding. Maybe I might keep this, but this cable looks really good. I'm putting it in my cartoon tune display, even with the pajama baggy clothes on, and it's okay with articulation. I would like to see what Hasbro is able to pull off. And if Amazing Yamaguchi decides to drop their amazing version in the future, probably with a reissue, I might pick that up and dabble between all three. Now this one is from our people over at Nerd Affiliated. I joined a live, man, that feels like months ago at this point, but if I'm receiving this in May, I want to say I either joined a live in May or April for his 200 live special. He did 200 lives, joining in with the community, and I was able to hop on and talk with the people. We gave away some figures, gave away some cool stuff in our collections, and I was able to even win even being on the panel. So appreciate you. Shouts to you, Steven Archer, over at the Nerd Affiliated channel. This was a nice little piece to win. So I now have a Terminator in my collection. I gotta run back those movies. Those things are classic. But yeah, this is super dope to have, and this goes in a special part of the collection, special shelf. So there wasn't that much departures in terms of selling for the month of May and also June and July, because I actually closed the store down at the end of April. I didn't feel like, the new fees and everything was helping out sellers and buyers. It just cost way more for people to be able to buy your figures, even if you're selling them at retail. But the only thing that went out from the collection was the retro card back Gambit, because Dada Films won that on the same Hey Archer 200 episode live, and he was able to pick that up because I was thinking about getting the Mafex one, if you remember. So that now is off to a new home. That's now out of the collection, and we will be replacing that, fingers crossed, soon. BBTS, when is it going to convert? Which leads us to these pre-orders. These pre-orders started to get heavy over the next few months, so let's cycle through them really quickly. We got Marvel Legends series Carnage from the Venom movie, Let There Be Carnage. This is a placeholder. We can't say a placeholder, really. It kind of is a placeholder because I was unable to get the Marvel Legends retro card back one. I just missed it by like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I just was not in front of the computer when I needed to pre-order it. So, fault of myself. I got this one for now, but now I have a Carnage in the collection. I don't have the Mafex. Mafex looks good. It'd be dope if it was a little bit cheaper, but I'm not so indebted to the character to want to go ahead and add one. BBTS saw me also. Street Fighters, M. Bison from Jada Toys. Man, Jada's just been knocking it out the park in almost every regard. Anything that's been dropping, I'm for sure is in at least one collector's collection. So I got a few. I did get my my Ryu and Ken, and M. Bison got to go there too, and the Street Fighter 2. That fight on the cliff on the island, that's part of it. That one's waiting at BBTS in my pile of loot, coming soon. Now a good SHF posable scaled Broly. Where can you find that? Oh, for that much money? Amazing. That seems doable. But what can you do if that's, not your only option? You have different brands, but you know what? I'm going to stick with something that fits in with the aesthetic that I got going on. And Beast Deities, previously Kong, came up with an idea to make a 10-inch Broly. That sounds gigantic, and we have pictures now that I've been taking so long to do these videos of it scaled next to other figures. But now I have also a Broly, Menacing Broly, gigantic, fighting 10 characters at once Broly. Shouts to you Action Addicted on Instagram. Just having something that imposing in the collection. And Hobby Genki, y'all know it exactly what y'all doing. Y'all have a good pile of loot-esque system over there, and yeah, I'm taking advantage of it, and whatever pay later options you have, I'm taking advantage of it. We got a Mafex Rogue. It looks good. I almost want to say that the head from the Marvel Legends 97, which is completely impossible to find if you believed it was a good looking figure for a good price, yeah, I think that one looks better. This one does have a good Jim Lee air to it, but also the hair is static. The face is pretty not as happy as I feel like a Rogue could be. So this is just an addition with better articulation, an actual soft leather jacket or soft materials jacket. And who's going to be the first person to get a video up for us to see it in hand? So a DC shelf has to have a Batman, and a Batman has to have some of those memorable Rogue Gallery villains, and a Bane is automatic. Now I could have went with one of those hulking, gigantic, Venom filled Banes, but nah, this Mafex one, it won. So back in May, I was able to grab one of those. Put that in the warehouse over a Hobby Genki. It's already converted. People have gotten reviews in their collection and loving it so much. So I'm happy to have one added. I don't know when this one might ship. This might ship mid-year. I know I have mid-fall, because I have a few items in there. But I'm excited to get this here because everybody's done talked it up so much that, it's got to be that good in person. You just need a Bane in the collection. That's all. And lastly, SHF Trunks from the GT saga. The first saga that I actually finished, series really, that I actually finished, because Dragon Ball Z would restart 50 times on Cartoon Network's Toonami. But when you got the weekend GT release, we went from episode 1 to the end, and it was dope to finally get a full telling, even though we're not even sure if it's canon. It's probably not canon. But thank you, SHF, for giving us the characters that we remember from our childhood. So that's it for the month of May. Thank you for letting me regale you with my tales of how the collection is going. We do have some edits and changes coming up, but I put that on the end of the July one because that's when the real changes actually happened, and where you'll be able to find my figures for sale if I'm, cleansing the collection. Hope everybody's okay. Take it easy, be safe, and keep collecting. Peace.
Great job.